Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga.
Okay, welcome back. This is another episode of Smoking Sous Vide. So today we're going to take some bone-in pork side ribs from Costco, and we're going to smoke these up. We're going to use what's called a BRITU rub, which is the best ribs in the universe, or best rub in the universe, whichever one. There's a couple variations. I've made a couple modifications to this, which I'll post underneath the on how to mix this up. The original version plus mine. This is highly rated. You'll hear a lot about BRITU. What we're going to do is cook these ribs up on the smoker, and we're going to use what's called like more of a 3-2-1 method, which is 3 hours on the smoker, then just to get that smoke penetrating through it. Then we're going to wrap them in tin foil and with a little bit of apple juice, and we're going to put them back on the smoker for a couple of hours, and we'll pull them out. And I don't like the one part. If you're into a competition rib where the meat cannot come off the bone when you bite into it, you might want to firm it back up. But you can pull it in after the two, and it'll be fall off the bone tender. I like to put it back on maybe for 15-20 minutes. You put any sauce or seasoning, extra barbecue sauce on it that you might want. But just to firm them up a little bit. But you can pull them in after that. The full 1 hour afterwards is just, I find a little bit excessive and dries it out. But so let's get started on this. So get these out of the package. Okay, so counter. First one. Now, what I do is I just cut these in about half, just to fit them on my smoker properly. Okay, so I got those ones. Take out the second one. And I don't worry about the membrane on the ribs. You can take it off if you want. I personally find it does not add much to the rib either way. So, that's a personal preference. So what I'm going to do is just get this first glove off and take a little olive oil. Just give something for the rib, or for the seasonings to adhere to the ribs. Okay, like these. Yeah, it's relatively simple process to do up these ribs. Yeah, and if you don't like the seasoning, you can always change it. One other recipe that I use is just a salt, coarse pepper, kosher salt, and olive oil. So you just coat them exactly the same, but instead of using the BRITU rub, you put on the kosher salt and pepper. So you want to just give it a nice even coating. Let's see how that goes. I like using an old Costco spice container. Yeah, I find it comes out nicely. Give it a nice even coating. Harder to do this by hand, like if you don't have the shaker, but it's not that bad. Okay. Get the edges a bit, not that critical, but get them on once over. I put them in a rack that, a pan that has a rack on it. Allows the air to get at all sides. For my smoker, keeps it a lot cleaner if you always use a rack with a pan on it. Suggestion I got from a friend in Japan. relatively good across them. Missed a spot there. You can see it as it kind of turns color if you've missed any spots. Give a little bit more if you want. Okay. Now, one thing I've done is I've cut the salt in my rub to half of what it is normally. I find that you can very easily oversalt a lot of this stuff. So we're gonna let that sit for a little bit. Then we're gonna put it on the smoker between about 250 degrees. So between 225, 275. And we're gonna let those smoke for that 3 hours. If you do it on the hotter side, it might not take that long. So 235 is my ideal temperature. So yeah, I'll try to keep it at that temperature, but it's gonna go up and down a little bit. And you'll see when they start to get that nice deep smoke look to them, and it'll get a nice little bark on them. That's when you want to wrap them in the foil. All right, so I'll show you more on that when we get them on the smoker. Okay, here we are. We've got those pork spare ribs on, and you can see I've got the pan on the lower ones. I got this raised rack. I got a couple temperature probes in there just to sort of monitor the temperature of the smoker itself. Okay, we're going to close that up. Latch it, and we're going to keep that around 250 degrees as best we can for about 3 hours. All right, and we'll monitor those as it goes, and I'll show you what, at each hour I'll come out and I'll show you what it's like. But, just got it smoking nicely and slow there, so we'll keep an eye on them. These ribs have been on for a couple hours now. Thought I'd show you. I flipped them once. It's been holding a little on the higher side of the temperature, so. And look at them. They're getting that nice brownness to them. I'd like to get a little bit more on there. The upper ones cook a little bit faster, so I'm just going to swap them around. Get them cooking down there. Oh yeah, nice little bark forming on it. Okay, so we're going to leave that for about probably another hour. Watch the temperature. Might be close to 45 with that higher temperature, but we're just going to leave that go and come back to it. Okay, it's been about 2.5 hours now with this. Just checking the ribs. You can see that they've got a nice amount of kind of brownness to them. They've been cooking for a good little while. So we're going to take those, put them on foil. Close this each time. We're going to throw a little apple juice on there, just a sprinkle of apple juice. And wrap this up without throwing the apple juice, which is always the tricky part. I'll throw one half over that way. Half down that way. That one's wrapped. Put that on there. That's the next piece. Exact same thing. Be careful not to do that. It's delicate. I'll puncture the foil. all nice and tight. Those temperature probes are still good. And we're going to button that back up and put that on for about 2 more hours. Okay, so, okay, it's been a couple hours with them in the foil now. We're going to take them out. Get them out more. There's a lot of juice in there. Okay, so I'm just going to take that foil off. You can see the ribs are nice and almost falling off the bone. You can eat them right now, or what you can do is you can put them back on the grill for a bit. Oops, that one just fell right apart. So you can see, if you want to just impress your family, you can just serve those up right now. What you can also do is put them back on the grill, and you can put some barbecue sauce on them at this point, or you can, you know, any other sauce that you want, and it'll firm them up a bit. But for the sake of you know, most suppers and that, you want them falling off the bone. So this is the way you want them. So we're going to take those in now and eat them. Also, you could put them back on and firm them up a bit if you wanted to add more sauce and all that. But anyways, we're done now. So I'm just going to shut my smoker down here, and we're going to take these in and we're going to give them a taste. Okay, so they've been out there for a total of 5 hours. 3 hours getting the smoke on them, and you can see how nice and dark they are. 2 hours wrapped in foil with some apple juice. Now these things, you can see how tender they are. They're just fall apart. If you wanted to firm those up, you could. You could leave them on for another 20 minutes, 30 minutes, even up to an hour. Put some barbecue sauce on them, brown them up a bit more. But as you can see here, just take this meat here. It's really tender and juicy. You know, it's fall apart. That smoke has such a nice quality to it. Used a little bit of apple wood in this one. And you know, it's just because of that juice and the wrapping in the foil, it just loosened that meat right up. This is something that will impress your guests. Not competition ready because it falls off the bone, but you know, it gives you a meal that's so wonderful and will so impress your guests and your family. It's just an amazing recipe and it's simple to do. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like it, subscribe to my other videos and this channel, and I'll try to share more recipes with you. And I hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for coming and watching my video this time.